On the 1st of August 2026, Hypixel's Ravengard became open for public beta testing for only 3 days. What a scam, and my team, responsible for the largest Hypixel SkyBlock recreation, thought nah and hence are proud to introduce our fully feature-complete recreation for Hypixel Ravengard. This video will primarily serve as a step-by-step guide for setting up a recreation locally. However, our project is constantly updating, and I recommend joining our Discord in the description for future updates. Nevertheless, let's get into the setup. This setup instruction as well is going to assume that you're using Windows. If you're using Linux, it's basically the exact same thing. You can click on our opensource.swafty.net, you can see the quick install Linux, and you can see we've got a one-liner install. We are going to end up using this on Windows, but it's a little bit more roundabout of a way. Additionally, because this is our full repository, you don't just get Ravengard, but you also get all of Skyblock, all of Bed Wars, Sky Wars, and Murder Mystery. So you kind of get like a 4-for-1 kind of situation. The first thing that you're going to want to do is install WSL for Windows. And what that looks like basically is you open up PowerShell as an administrator. We go down here, run as admin, yes, and you're just going to run WSL --install. Once this finishes, you're going to want to restart your computer. I'm going to speed this up real quick. And once it's done, as it is here, you just got to reboot your system to actually get everything to set up all properly. So let me do that. Reset. Wait, reset? Is that the same as restart? Oh, okay. And then once you're back in, just go down to your Windows search bar, type in Ubuntu, click enter. Maybe it'll give you another installation logo, but this shouldn't last too long, will it? Maybe it will. Oh. Hey, okay, so you get a little welcome here. Interesting. Okay, so then you get enter in your Unix username. So this, you could just put in any username you want. Obviously, I'm going to put in Swafty. For a password, you type in whatever password you want. I'm just going to put this one in. Installation successful, and boom, you went in WSL. This is the environment in which we're actually going to run the setup for the Hypixel recreation. That doesn't mean, however, that you need to play Minecraft through here. What happens is this will set up the servers, and then you could just launch Minecraft normally and connect to it through your machine. You can see once we're on here, we've got the opensource.swafty.net. Open that up, look at this, quick install for Linux, and then here you're just going to copy this. So you just click the copy button, go into your terminal, right click into your terminal, and then click enter. Now, what this is going to do basically is it's going to show us what dependencies we're missing. So the first thing that we're missing is Docker. So we have an action here. We're going to click into install, and then we've got basic settings. So install directory, where do you want to put it? We'll keep it in there. The bind IP, probably you're going to want to be staying out on the default. The same with the API service port. Now, with all that, we're ready to install. The estimated RAM is about 2.6 gigabytes minimum. Now, we recommend 4 gigabytes, but really you should be going, more than that. This is only for 3 servers. So if you wanted more servers to be running, you absolutely need more. You can always click O to toggle online mode, or, what you want to do for the DB ports, whether it's public or not, etc. Anyways, click enter. Once you're done, detect a platform is going to run all of these things. So we're going to go click I here to install it for us. It wants our password to install Docker. So this is the password that we put in earlier when we were setting up the machine, not our current password. After Docker is installed, as it said in the instructions, you're going to need to close and reopen your terminal. It might actually prompt us for that later on, but for now, I'm going to maybe speed this up while we're downloading. And we are back. Okay, so as this says, we need to close this shell and open a new one. So we close that, open it up again. So we're going to want to run it again. And when we run it, click install. You can see all our options here. I'm just going to keep that like what it was. We're going to continue. You're going to see we've got a list of servers that we want to add. So space toggles and enter continue. So say we want the full Skyblock setup. You go down and click space on all of these and you get everything set up. By default, you need at least the prototype lobby, because the prototype lobby is the default thing you're going to spawn in. Of course, this is the Ravengard setup, so we're going to set up Ravengard for now. Then we're going to click enter. It's going to ask us what services we want to run. Now, if you're not planning on doing a Skyblock setup, This is not really important. You're going to generally want service party at all times, service API at all times, service orchestrator for doing it. If you have any like Sky Wars or Bed Wars games, this handles basically setting up servers for you whenever you click play, and service friend, which handles basically if you run like /friend. Then we've got all of this set up, and let's click enter, and this is going to start the installation process. So let's wait on this. And then as you can see here, it's done. So it just tells us it's done. Press enter to return. And we press enter. Now this sort of changes a little bit. So instead of just being, an installer, we've got everything installed and we can start and we can stop things, etc. So I can go, for example, refresh status, and that fetches the live status of the current stuff from all the containers. Now, of course, we don't actually have anything changed, so that's not doing anything. We can start all, which starts everything back up. So you say you restart your PC, for example, and things aren't start, you can click that. Rebuild and update, make player staff, view logs. So if I click this, we can click on, for example, the orchestrator service, and we can see its logs. Then we can go back to the dashboard, or let's just run this again real quick. Manage existing installation. We can go and configure player services. So if we wanted to add new servers, we could do that here, and that completely sets it up properly. We can go into stop all if you want to stop it. But the most important one that probably everyone's going to be interested in is make player staff. Now, what this requires for you to get staff, which is just that full rank that Hypixel staff basically get, and it gives you access to all of the various commands, is you need to first join the server, and then you need to leave the server. And this is just to basically initialize your data within the database. So you join the server, leave the server, and then you can just go into here, put in your username. This isn't going to work for me, obviously. And it'll tell you, that we've been able to set that user to staff. Once you rejoin, it should all be correctly set up and you should be staff. When you first log in, you're going to be delegated off to the prototype lobby. And then from there, you can join any of the servers that you sort of set up. So if you go into the game menu, you can click set up Skywars, for example, you can click that. Murder Mystery, you click that and it takes you. Obviously, I don't have any of those set up. For Ravengard, you just click Ravengard here and it'll take you to Ravengard. Now, if you want to say you don't have enough resources to host the entirety of the Skyblock setup, for example, so you only want to run the Skyblock hub, not the Skyblock island, obviously the game menu will only try taking you to the island. You can do the admin command /send to, and you can manually pick what server type you want to be sent to from here. Otherwise, this is basically fully feature complete as it is. The setup also stands up a texture pack sort of server, so when you join, you should be able to get the texture pack correctly. In terms of generating a dungeon on Ravengard, you just do /dungeon generate. And okay, it's a dungeon instance, and this is a dungeon game server, and then boom, you have a full dungeon here. It initializes and generates all the rooms. You have mobs, for example. You've got chests, satchels, etc. And you can kind of just mess around and maybe roleplay being Hypixel stuff if you want. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully your setup goes really smoothly. As I said at the start of the video, if you have any problems or you encounter anything, feel free to join our Discord. We've got a super active staff team or support team of developers who work on the project and are willing to help you if you have any problems with it. And of course, if you're a developer yourself, we would love some extra helping hands, as this is sort of like a huge project, and currently, even with the amount of people we have, we can't really cover everything all at once. Especially whenever there's an update, we're usually not that quick to go implement it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully your setup goes smoothly. Laters.